My name is Lily, and I have always believed that life can change in the blink of an eye. I was 18 when it happened, the night everything I thought I knew about my family, my future, even myself, came crashing down. I grew up in a small town where everybody knew everybody else's business. My father was a mechanic, quiet but kind. My mother, a nurse, worked long hours but never failed to kiss me goodnight. We didn't have much money, but we had each other, and that was enough. Or at least I thought so. It all started on a rainy Friday night. I was sitting at my desk, studying for my college entrance exams, when I heard a knock on my bedroom door. Mom stood there, looking tired, her eyes carrying something heavier than just exhaustion. "Lily," she said softly, "can we talk?" I pushed my books aside and nodded. She came in holding an old shoebox. I had never seen it before. She sat on the bed, and I could feel the tension in the air. "This belonged to your grandmother," she explained. "But there's something inside you need to know." She opened the box slowly, almost like she was afraid of what it might release. Inside were letters, yellowed with age, tied together with a red ribbon. She handed me the first one. My hands shook as I unfolded the fragile paper. The handwriting was neat, careful, but the words made my stomach tighten. "My dearest Anna, not a day goes by that I don't think of you and our daughter. I wish I could be there, but the war keeps me away. Tell Lily one day that her father loved her, even if he could not come home." I froze. What does this mean?" I whispered. Mom's face was pale. "Lily, the man you call your father, he's not your biological father." The room spun. I couldn't breathe. "What? You're joking." She shook her head, tears welling in her eyes. "Your real father was a soldier. He died in the war before you were born. I met your dad later, and he raised you as his own. He loves you like his own. That's the truth I've been hiding." I dropped the letter, my whole body trembling. "So, Dad doesn't even know?" "He knows," she admitted. "He chose you anyway." For a long time, I couldn't speak. My father, the man who taught me how to ride a bike, who sat at every school play, who fixed my broken toys, he wasn't my real father by blood? That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept rereading the letters. My real father's words painted a picture of a man I would never meet, a man who loved me before I even existed. And yet, in the next room was the man who had actually been there my whole life. The next morning, I found Dad in the garage, fixing an old car. I stood there for a while, watching him wipe his hands on a rag, humming softly. Finally, I blurted out, "Why didn't you ever tell me?" He looked at me, his face calm but serious. "Because you're my daughter. That's all I ever wanted you to believe." I felt tears sting my eyes, but I'm not. "Yes, you are," he interrupted firmly. "I was there when you took your first breath. I was there when you scraped your knee and cried for me. I don't care what blood says. You are mine, Lily." I broke down, hugging him tightly. His arms were strong, steady, the same arms that had carried me when I was little. In that moment, I realized something. Love is not just about blood, it's about choice. But the story didn't end there. A week later, curiosity got the better of me. I went through the letters again and found one envelope at the bottom of the box never opened. The handwriting was shaky, the ink smudged. If you are reading this, it means I am gone. Lily, I want you to know something. I didn't want to leave. I wanted to see you grow. But if fate kept me away, I hope you live bravely, love deeply, and forgive freely. You carry my blood, but you don't owe me anything. Your real father will be the man who stands by you day after day. I sat there crying, clutching the letter to my chest. My biological father had given me permission, even in his absence, to let go of the guilt and the questions. That night, I went to the living room. Dad was watching TV, his reading glasses slipping down his nose. I sat beside him, handed him the last letter, and whispered, "He knew you'd be my real dad." He read it slowly, his eyes glistening. When he finished, he placed the letter on the table and pulled me into his arms. "Then let's honor him together," he said. From that day, the shoebox didn't feel like a burden anymore. It felt like a bridge between the man who gave me life and the man who gave me love, both fathers in their own way. I still keep the letters in my room, tied with the same red ribbon. Sometimes I read them when I feel lost, when I need courage, and sometimes I just watch Dad in the garage working on cars, and I remind myself that family isn't always about who shares your blood. It's about who shows up, who stays, who loves you without question. I am Lily. I have two fathers, one by blood, one by choice, and because of them, I know who I am.